The brave little koala and the lost stars. Once upon a time, in a lush, green forest on the edge of a peaceful mountain, there lived a little koala named Coco. Coco was not like the other koalas. While most koalas loved sleeping in the treetops, Coco was always wide awake, curious, and full of energy. One warm evening, as Coco sat on a high branch of her favorite eucalyptus tree, she noticed something strange. The sky, which was usually filled with sparkling stars, seemed to have lost its shine. The stars were fading one by one, and soon the entire sky was dark. What's happening to the stars? Coco wondered, her soft gray fur ruffling in the cool night breeze. She wanted to help, but she didn't know where to start. The next day, Coco set out on an adventure. She decided to ask the wise old owl, Ollie, who lived deep in the heart of the forest. Ollie was known for knowing everything about the forest and the stars. When Coco found Ollie perched on a tall tree, she asked, "Ollie, do you know why the stars are disappearing?" Ollie blinked his big, round eyes and nodded slowly. "Ah, Coco, the stars are not really disappearing. They are being hidden by the mischievous cloud sprites. They love to play tricks, and they've been stealing the stars to make the night dark and spooky. Only someone brave enough to face the sprites can bring the stars back." Coco's heart raced. She was scared, but she was also determined. "I will go find them and bring the stars back." With a promise in her heart, Coco journeyed through the forest, across bubbling streams, and up the tallest hills. As she approached the dark cave where the cloud sprites were said to live, her paws trembled. But she didn't turn back. She took a deep breath and stepped inside. The cave was cold and misty, with shadows dancing on the walls. Suddenly, she heard soft giggles and saw little cloud-like creatures playing with shiny, glowing stars. The sprites had taken the stars and were tossing them into the air, giggling as they caught them and hid them in their tiny pockets. Coco stood tall and called out, "Cloud sprites, please return the stars. The sky is sad without them. Everyone in the forest is worried." The sprites stopped playing and looked at Coco, their faces full of mischief. "Why should we give them back?" one sprite asked, fluttering its tiny cloud wings. "Because," Coco said, "the stars aren't just for playing. They belong to the night to guide the animals and help them feel safe. Without them, we are lost." The cloud sprites looked at each other, unsure. Finally, the sprite that spoke before said, "You are brave, little koala. We'll return the stars, but only if you can catch them." Without wasting another second, Coco leapt into the air, her paws reaching for the stars. The sprites flew around her, teasing her, but Coco was fast and clever. She dodged and danced, and with one final leap, she grabbed the last star and held it tightly in her paws. The sprites laughed, not with mischief, but with admiration. "You're quicker than we thought," they giggled. "Okay, you win, brave little koala." With that, they returned all the stars to Coco, and she hurried back to the sky. One by one, she placed them back in their rightful places, and the night sky began to sparkle once again. Coco returned to her tree, tired but proud. The stars were shining brighter than ever, and the animals of the forest cheered. Coco had saved the night. From that day on, every time the stars twinkled brightly in the sky, the animals of the forest would smile and remember the brave little koala who saved the stars. And Coco, well, she was back in her favorite tree, but this time she didn't sleep. She stayed awake, watching the sky, knowing that as long as she was there, the stars would always shine.